I am going to make a phone booth for a doll using cardboard, an X-Acto knife, and we recommend adult supervision when dealing with sharp objects, cardstock, a nail file, elastic cord, thin cardboard from a cereal box, clear plastic from packaging, craft paint, printables from our blog, myfroggystuff.blogspot.com, and glue. Since we are constructing this out of cardboard, it can be resized to fit almost any size doll. Using a doll as a guide, I start by measuring a piece of cardboard a few inches above the doll's head. And I am going to round off the top. Cut it out, use it as a pattern to cut 3, draw a rectangle in the center of 2 of the cardboard cutouts, use an X-Acto knife to cut out the center, cut 2 squares to use as a base. I cut another piece of cardboard that is the same shape as the top of the panels. Begin gluing the cardboard together, starting with the base, followed by the panels. With 3 sides glued together, I begin covering the raw edges with hot glue. Paint it with craft paint, but I think this needs a few details to help cover some of the imperfections. So I cut thin strips of cardstock and glue them on for trimming. Use scrap pieces of cardboard to make the trim more prominent, then paint it to match. Give it a worn antique look by brushing on a little black paint, making sure to keep the lines in the same direction, giving a little extra attention to the corners. Adding the same details and painting style to the smaller piece, cut a piece of plastic from packaging to fit the cutout. Glue it in place, paint a piece of cardstock to match, cut the painted cardstock into thin strips, glue the strips to the plastic, stack and glue pieces of cardboard, cut triangles, glue them underneath, cover the raw edges with paper, paint it to make a shelf. Cut a rectangular piece of cardboard, trace and cut several more. I cut the center out of some, giving the long rectangles a slight curve. I begin stacking and gluing them together. Then glue the smaller rectangles at the ends. Sand the edges smooth with a nail file, paint it to make the receiver. To make the phone inside, I cut out the phone printable, trace it onto a piece of cardboard from a cereal box, cut it out, then trace and cut several more, glue them together, paint it, glue the printable to the front, cut a piece of clear plastic from packaging, cutting a small square out of one end, fold it over, making a crease, glue it to the front of the printable to hold the receiver, glue on elastic cord to connect the two, then glue the phone above the shelf. Then glue on the small piece of the wall. Cut out the pages and the cover of the phone book. Starting with the first page, I fold it back on the line, then in an accordion style fashion, I flip it over and fold it again. On the back side, I take the other sheet that has 4 pages in a row and glue the first page to the back. Then continue the accordion style folding, folding the 4th page down, then glue the final page on top. Go back and glue the necessary pages together so that I end up with 4 double-sided pages. Glue the phone book cover to another piece of paper, cut it out, fold in on the lines, then glue the pages to the spine. Add more stacks of pages to make the book more solid, cut out the telephone sign, glue it to the booth, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
It is too much to bear. Sophie, what is wrong? The unthinkable has happened. I lost my cell phone. Do you understand what this means? No more phone calls, no more texting. And who is gonna feed the little horse that lives inside my phone? Well, I can't help you with the pony, but as for the phone calls, Sophie, meet the phone booth. And phone booth, meet Sophie. But I don't remember anyone's phone number. Here, look them up. We want to give a shout out to Amelia Clark. What's up? Wow, a book full of phone numbers. You two get well acquainted.